What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Faith and Folklore. I'm one of your hosts, Tobias Okerlund, here with my aunt, Auntie Katie.
Hey.
Today last week, last episode, Katie talked about something involving Thomas. Was it Thomas Jefferson, or
Yeah.
was Thomas
Mhm.
Jefferson? Thomas Jefferson, and a letter that he got talking about aliens. So if you missed that episode, go back. Lots of crazy stuff happened. This week I have a little something that I wanted to talk about. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of jump into that. But Katie,
I'm
let's see.
excited 'cause, I don't know. Like these are
Yeah.
all going to be like kind of whoever comes up with it. Toby and I didn't like discuss it prior, so
Yeah.
I'm finding out about whatever this is at the same time as you guys are finding out.
Yes. It's
About
gonna
whatever this
be. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be interesting. So we'll see. Okay, but first, do you want to hear about a creature, or do you want to hear about conspiracy theory? Because we can do one, or we can do the other. But you'll hear about it either way in episodes. But
Let's go conspiracy theory. I feel like we haven't really done that.
Yeah, that is true.
So
We've done creature stuff, and we kind of have like touched on some stuff, but nothing super conspiracy yet. So okay, we'll jump in. So what do you know about Charles Manson?
I mean, shoot, I feel like the name is very familiar. And I feel like once you start like talking about it, I'll be like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But every time I hear it, the name, I'm like, wait, is that a serial killer or a musician? Like, because it could be that name.
It is true. Charles
Totally
Manson is very like he could have
rock
gone.
star.
Yeah, that's
or
so
a serial
true.
killer. And then I'm like, wait, I should know what this is. And I'm like stressed out because I'm like, everyone knows that name.
Everybody knows Charles Manson. Okay, so Charles Manson was, I guess technically he's not really well, I guess is he? I don't know. He was a cult leader basically. Not so much a serial killer. Yeah, not so much a serial killer, even though there was murders attached to him.
Okay.
And also it's so funny because we cut out. He's not so much he didn't technically kill anybody. That's the crazy part. So like he had his cult, and then his like Charlie's Angels were like his children basically, and they did the dirty work basically. He was in prison because of his attachment to murders. I believe he killed 3 Hollywood stars and a producer, and then he killed or his people killed 3 Hollywood stars, and then they killed the owner of like just some restaurant. But if you've ever seen the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood with Brad Pitt and the other guy, I don't remember. It's basically about that, but then that takes place and those murders never happened. So like basically Brad Pitt stops the Manson murders from happening, and then that's kind of but it's a very fun story. Anyways, blah blah blah. Little backstory on Charles Manson for you. Now this involves Charles Manson and MK Ultra, and a very like just kind of strange coincidences, I guess, but we'll kind of jump into it. Okay, so if you don't know, MK Ultra was a CIA, FBI, government like project to basically use LSD and other drugs with people to do experiments, but to kind of just access like people's minds and it was going through stuff like brainwashing, like seeing if they could implant memories, seeing if they could take away memories, put new ones in, see if how well they could read minds. But this was like an actual government
like facilitated
facilitated thing that they denied for a long time, and then it kind of came out that it was happening. But yeah, crazy. What, the government lying? That's crazy. Yeah, what? But that goes into a whole nother thing involving MK Ultra and them trying to find the Ark of the Covenant, basically. But we can go into that in a later episode.
Okay.
But Charles Manson, in the 70s and stuff, there were clinics that basically you could go and people would like take care of you. You could get medicine. Like, this was just like a thing, because I mean the 70s were crazy. People were doing drugs. People were like, I think AIDS was on the rise in the 70s just because of a lot of clinics were opening. But there was one called, let me see if I can get this right, Height Ashbury Free Medical Clinic. Okay.
In like San Francisco?
Yes, San Francisco. Okay. Yes. So this clinic opened. It was opened by, crap, I didn't write down his name. But it was opened by, it was David something. David Murphy, I think. I'll fact check that later. But David Murphy opened it. I couldn't really find much about him that was like incriminating. But the thing that's crazy is the doctor that worked at the clinic. His name was Louis Jolly West. Jolly was his nickname, and he was a known psychiatrist that worked in the MK Ultra experiments, and he was the main doctor on staff at this clinic. And Charles Manson and the Charlie's Angels and all of his follower people went to this clinic regularly. Like Charles Manson's what's his name? Charles Manson's parole officer, Roger Smith, he met him there, and like that's kind of just like he was connected to these clinics pretty heavily. And yeah, so what else? Yeah, so Jolly West heavily connected to that and the clinic and Charles Manson. And in that time, Charles Manson, like he was a cult leader, and kind of like he was weird and but not to the extent that he was later. Like when he like he wasn't doing crazy stuff. Like it was still just like oh, let's go into the woods. Like, yeah, let's go into the woods and like have sex and do drugs and stuff. It wasn't so much like
follow me and
follow me and kill everybody. Have you ever heard like the story of how he like got the like why he did the killings and stuff of the
I don't think so, oddly enough.
So the song, if you've ever heard the song by the Beatles, Helter Skelter, he heard that song, and he says that, I can't remember if he said Satan or he said that somebody, I can't remember if he said Satan or God, communicated with him that he needed, like it was the start of the rapture and revelation, and that he needed to kill like these people, and like basically he was the Antichrist or something like that. Crazy story.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's crazy, but that's basically like all that I have about the Charles Manson being involved with MK Ultra. And there's a lot of like just like other like weird things involving Charles Manson. Like he was like he didn't have a like, or he had a rough childhood, but then it's weird, like the FBI has files on him from before he was like at all involved in the drugs or the like cult stuff. Like there was just weird what is that word?
Extenuating?
Extenuating circumstances
Okay. That he
throughout
like
his
kept
life.
popping up
Yeah,
in?
yeah,
Popping
like exactly. His parole officer was oddly involved in this clinic, and then I think he was actually the one that recommended him go to this clinic, and then him and his people would kind of frequent this clinic a lot.
Got it.
And
Do you
then
think it was like a way, like, because I'm assuming the clinic was something where it was like, we'll help you get sober? Or was it more like, come here and we'll help you, like, talk more just like counseling?
I honestly, I think it was more of a like um like one of those like test things, like, you know how you can do like take this pill for this amount of time and you can get
Yeah.
paid or something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay, like a
So I think
trial.
exactly, I think it
Trial
was
case.
one of
Okay.
like those type of things, but it would do them often, and it brought, I mean, it brought a lot of people in. Like, it wasn't just Charles Manson and like these people, it was like a lot of people that like weird stuff were happening. So
So do you
yeah.
think that they were using that facility almost as like a cover to start meeting and like
I
building relationships, almost like what's the word? Like oh my gosh. Like
like a
hanging out.
like
Like
a front for
yeah,
like
yes, like for what he was starting to do behind the scenes. It was like a way he knew he could like meet people in a place where no one would like suspect.
that's a good question. I think it was maybe more of a like he kind of had like a weirdness to him, you know, and then the government or somebody kind of took advantage of that to be like, we can use this
Mm,
for
mm.
something. So then they like he was like they were putting the ideas in his head, you know, maybe
Yeah.
to do the things, and then maybe he was like, oh, I could use this place to meet people. Like it, like he
Yeah,
didn't
it was kind of like
yeah, it kind of all worked together a little too perfectly to have a evil
yeah.
ties and
Okay,
stuff.
wait, though. So like the Charlie's Angels movies, is that based off of, I mean, like very loosely, obviously, like based off of him?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
I think yeah, I
Like
think
the assassins or whatever?
yeah, they were like cuz yeah, it's kind of interesting to go into, cuz I don't know, I did a lot of like weird
Rabbit
I
holes?
love yeah, I loved the like like unsolved crimes and stuff
Mhm,
like that, but going into Charles Manson's like the people that like what happened to the people after like
mhm.
all of that, cuz a lot of them they went to prison, and at the beginning of the trial they were like still backing Charles Manson, you know? But then when they went to prison and they got sober from all of these drugs that they were on, like they talk about it later and they're like, it
Yeah.
takes like a year to get off of
Mhm,
like to not only like stop taking, but
mhm.
like the effects of these things, like LSD is like all like almost a whole year. Like the one lady that I did a more research into, she was one of the ones that killed the movie stars
Mm,
in, but sh she went to prison.
mhm,
She died in prison,
mhm.
like old age. She stayed in prison her whole life, but she was always trying to get out of prison. But she wrote like a book. I think it was called Daughter of Sam or something like that. Like her story of how all of this happened, but then she also like I I guess like uh turned into a believer and like started following Jesus and all this stuff in prison and stuff. But then she got married.
Wow.
Yeah, she got married I think twice and like had kids, but like in prison. like, but this dude outside of prison like married her and like all this. Yeah,
like read her book and fell in love or something like that.
Something like that. Like, yeah, she like heard the, yeah, I don't even know how they like got connected and stuff, but yeah, crazy.
Go girl.
Yeah, go girl. There we go. But yeah, I think so. Charlie's Angels, they called themselves Charlie's Angels, and then that movie was, I think, based off of that.
Got it.
And then there might have been a motorcycle gang in there that took that name as well, or something like that. But yeah, lots of weird stuff, and we could probably like, I could probably do even more research into the kind of the weird stuff involving MK Ultra and like even like JFK and all of that stuff. But yeah,
that is so interesting. So the conspiracy, so like obviously all the Charles Manson stuff's documented, true.
Yeah.
All the MK Ultra stuff documented, true. And so now there's this, people are realizing like the similarities and connecting the two and saying like, is that what it is? Like, look at all this overlap that's happening.
That's the weird thing, because like I looked up, I remember hearing about something like that, and I looked up, was Charles Manson connected to MK Ultra? And it says like, when you look it up, it says no, he was not connected. But then if you go down, you're like, then why did, like, he visited this clinic that this MK Ultra guy was connected to, like actually completely connected to, like was the one of the main physicians and all this stuff. And like he would frequent it so often, but then they're like, no, there's no connection to him and MK Ultra. Like, there's literally a connection.
You're like, but there actually is, though.
I guess the conspiracy would be that like MK Ultra was being done on Charles Manson and his people to then go and like cause panic throughout, because also during this was like the whole like burning the records for like, because the rock and roll music was satanic and all this stuff, you know.
Okay.
And but then like especially the Beatles and like stuff like that for other reasons, like, but then when he said that he had heard the voice of like Satan telling him to do this, like that was so I think a lot of it might have been, I guess the theory would be, he used like the FBI, the government would use that to just cause fear in people to like I guess like, I mean, it would make it so that parents would be like, don't listen to this music, and then their kids would then like disobey, listen to this music, and then start doing drugs and then all this stuff. Because that the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, the government was kind of funneling, I mean, they were funneling drugs throughout a lot of stuff that whole time. But yeah, so I guess maybe it would just be to cause fear, or yeah, just kind of chaos.
Yeah,
would be the goal, I guess. But yeah, that's all I have.
Wow. And well, folks, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like, and folks, hey, if you can find something to show that all of that was just crazy talk, then please find it for us, because that we're totally fine with being wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Like, point out the flaws in the theory. Or if you have like
more information.
Yeah, exactly. Because the cool thing about something from the 70s is like, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And so there's still probably plenty of people out there who might have gotten treated at.
That's true. That's true.
And
could have even been involved in the Charles Manson stuff in some way. Like, I mean, because that's the thing, is like that, like, yes, it was like he started a weird cult thing to like kill people in some ways, but then also like there was definitely people who were like, let's go to this crazy dude's ranch, Charles Manson, let's do it. And then they were like, oh,
You're
It's
like,
not just drugs.
shoot.
Like shoot.
Regret.
But
So like at the height of his like reign,
Mhm.
how many people were a part? Do we know like how many people were a part of his cult?
I think we could let's look it up, folks, because I don't know
see.
that
And
exactly.
like, was it they all like lived there?
Yes. So they lived on like this old Hollywood like movie set, basically. So at least I think that was it, because there was a Charles Manson's ranch, and this ranch was an old movie set, and old movie lot for like filming stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How many people were involved?
This is like so off topic, but it's just kind of like not really. Have you seen the any of the conspiracy theories or whatever you want to call them about Bohemian Grove in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Like not the same, obviously, but like
Kind of weird, like
yes, Hollywood rituals, cult,
yeah.
type stuff, which
Yeah.
is
We could go so far into all of that stuff.
so
That stuff is crazy. So it says here that at its peak, the Charles Manson cult, known as the Family, consisted of approximately 100 followers. While a large number of people were associated with the group, a small core group of individuals directly involved in the notorious 1996 murders, those convicted in the blah 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 killings and other related murders. Okay, so like I kind of said, there were kind of just stragglers, that would just kind of go to the ranch just to check it out. But then there was the 100 of the family of Charles Manson, as they called. Let me see who. I want to know who. Susan Atkins was the one that I was talking about, who went to prison and then wrote the book.
That'd be an interesting book to read.
I know, it really would. I think I had it in my my like
Audible or something.
Yeah, my Audible and my Amazon cart for to read. I don't know. Okay, Charles Manson was convicted of the murders of 9 people.
Wow. So he was like an accessory to murder because he wasn't the one that actually murdered them, but he planned
exactly.
it, sent the people.
Yes, exactly. So they killed Gary Heineman, a music teacher. Sharon Tate, that was Sharon Tate, an actress. Oh, right. And she was like pregnant and stuff.
Oh, that's
sad.
terrible.
Wife of director Roman Poloski. And then they killed Stephen Parent, an 18-year-old. They killed Jay Sebring, Abigail Folger, Walchi Frockenski.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. Lino Labiance, Rosemary Branchy, and then Donald Shea.
Did these people have connections, or like how did they pick out those 9 people?
I think so. I mean, the one that I know, Sharon Tate, the actress, she was she was a rising star in Hollywood. So I think that would they just were kind of like, let's do this one to
really
I guess kill a big person. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, and then yeah, see, some of these are just supermarket people. And this was a ranch hand. So it would be. I should look into that. Like why? Like how? What
Why
was the
those
logic?
people?
Was there any logic? Was it just
Yeah.
random like killings and stuff like that? But
Right. Like to be like, because obviously if there was 100 and whatever members, like killing someone wasn't like part of the initiation, but I wonder if that like brought you up
was like a
levels in the
level.
cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would
And
be
so it was
interesting.
kind of like whoever you could kill, um, do it or something like that.
Yeah,
Because did they
yeah.
say that they like were all killed in the same way?
No, see, that's the thing. Like looking into it, I know that the actress, they were just killed with um um a knife. I know that they had a knife, and then maybe one of them had a gun. But yeah, I don't know if it was anything specific like that. Like that would be an interesting. Yeah, I should look into that a little bit more and see what else we can come up in the next episode. Just a little beginning part. But yeah, weird stuff involving Charles Manson, his family, and MK Ultra. So
I like it. Now, hopefully, when someone asks, "Do you know who Charles Manson is?" I will be like, "Yes,
wasn't he a great musician?"
Yeah. But the funny thing is that there is crossover. So I think that's like in my brain, I'm like,
that's true.
Hollywood music.
That's true.
Murderer. But not, so like
yeah.
it's all jumbled in my head. But yes, thank you for setting those straight for me. I think now I'll just
lock it in there. Lock it in.
It's good. So did he ended up going to prison?
Yeah, he did. He went to prison. I think he was actually given the electric chair.
Oh, okay.
How did Charles Manson die? Cause of death due to cardiac arrest. Dang it.
Well, it's like, but
cancer, colon cancer.
Oh.
Which was completed by respiratory failure and metastatic colon cancer. He was 83. He died in 2017.
Oh my gosh, that wasn't even that long ago.
I don't like that I was alive when Charlie Manson was alive. That's weird.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Wow. Well, he lived a nice long life. And
he lived yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think if you've ever watched, because like I watched interviews with Charlie Manson, that was always kind of weird because it was just like he just was not there anymore, like at all. Like the drugs had just, oh my gosh. Okay, this is kind of a weird connection, but I guess the guy who plays in Spy Kids, their uncle Machete.
Yeah.
Who's like he was in prison for a long time for like drugs and other stuff. I think he killed a couple people, but he was in the same prison as Charlie Manson, and he like had him sleep outside of his cell because Charles Manson, they were like, this dude can hypnotize you. So like they kept him outside of his cell because prisoners were scared of him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Crazy.
What the heck?
I know. Isn't that such a weird like little connection thing?
So weird. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. That dude, the guy that played the uncle, he has a really interesting like I mean, because he was in like gangs and stuff, and then he went to prison, and then he like became an actor in prison, and then that's when he got out and he just started making movies and stuff. But
And of all things, Spy Kids. Like,
I know.
let's put this convicted felon in a movie with kids.
In a movie with kids, yeah. Oh, that is so crazy.
Oh, that is. I mean, I guess
Kinda
people
weird.
can change.
Yeah, that's true.
But still,
It's weird.
it's
Just
kind
the
of
weird
sketchy.
lives. Yeah, the weird lives of. I mean, you can look into so many people, and it's just like, I mean, very strange, like things. I don't know.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
know, yeah, I know that Matthew McConaughey went to prison for like a little bit, but that was because of like some drug thing, and then
Oh my god.
yeah, lots of weird stuff. But
Lots of weird. Everyone has a backstory, I guess.
everybody has a
This week,
backstory. Some
everyone
are
has
cooler than others.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, folks, that is what I know so far about MK Ultra and Charles Manson, and if we find any more
Yeah.
stuff, we'll definitely do a bonus episode or a part 2 to this, because I mean, I'm sure there's so much stuff, just
Yeah.
weird stuff,
It's
more
just kind of
stuff
like with all
involving.
of this, it's like you can skim the surface and like find out something super interesting,
Yeah,
or you can keep peeling back layers for literally ever.
yeah. The
And
iceberg just keeps
it
going.
just
It just
keeps
keeps
going and
going. Yeah,
going and going and going. And
yeah.
it's that alone. Yeah. A
It's
thousand rabbit holes. So,
so many rabbit holes. But yeah, folks, we're Alice, and we're going down the rabbit holes,
yes.
and we're glad that you guys can join us.
Yeah. Thanks for coming with us.
Thanks for coming along. But yeah, thanks for watching this episode. Yeah. Whoa, what the heck? Oh my gosh, this thing just moved, and my chair was like touching it, but it moved, and I turned, and I was like, oh no, what's in my room? What's in my
Tobi's getting freaked. Tobi's freaking herself out. Oh my gosh.
But
Wow. Someone's gonna have nightmares tonight.
yeah, oh my gosh, don't even get me started. But yeah, folks, thank you for watching this episode. Tune in next week for another episode, and yeah. You
We'll
have
talk
anything else
to you
to
then.
say, Katie?
I don't think so. Just
I
thanks
don't
for
think so.
being here,
Yes,
everybody.
yes, like, subscribe, comment what you want to see more of. Follow the Instagram. We'll be releasing some short clips of this and just other like stuff. But yeah. Thank you for watching this episode, folks. Peace.
Bye.